Thank you for those words, but everyone cannot be same, right? Everyone is unique, please. Okay. So I also heard this kind of things many times. Sir, no. That is good. I take it as compliment. But the thing is, guys, everyone has their unique style. Okay. Someone teach out of passion, like I do, right? It is my passion to teach. So some other have their own style. So compare compare to others. I want same like Riya sir. Like in there is a movie, no? Nakade Coca-Cola kavali. Right? So so not like that. So but just go and attend the demo classes. If you feel it's good, so please go ahead and join. Okay. No, you said good thing, Seshati. That's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead with this today's topic, load balancer. So we know very well. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, okay, yeah. So what is this? ELB. So before ELB, what we're gonna do is, guys, we will set up the sample application. Yesterday I discussed about the user data where it has a sample index.html. So we are not going and putting the huge Java application, huge .NET application, or huge Python application. I'm just putting only one small sample application, which is HTML file. So it is a similar thing also. You can, if you know how to host or deploy any new applications, you can do that. But I'm just going with the small one. So what we're going to do is, firstly, how many EC2 instances minimum you should have for the load balancer? Minimum should be 2. Why 2? For the high availability purpose. For the high availability. If one goes wrong, if you have another one. Can you have 3 also? 4, 5, 6? How many ever you want, you can have it. But let us go with the 2. So the first and foremost thing that what we need to do is we go and launch the EC2 instance. What we need to do? We go and launch how many EC2 instances that we need to launch? 2 EC2 instance. In this EC2 instance, we launch. Can I have this EC2 instance in 1A? Can I have this in 1B? Okay. And this is EC2. And this is EC2. So in this, I'll deploy my index.html. In this, I'll deploy index.html. Okay. So should I keep the same application or different application? Redundancy. Right? We need to keep the same application. So now I went and launched 2 EC2 instances with the application inside it. How do I make sure that application is working or not? So guys, when you launch an EC2 instance, there will be a public IP is assigned. No, you copy that public IP, put it in the browser. If you put it in the browser, if you're getting the index.html, that line, that means your application is working. Guys, if that application working, then only we need to go and create a load balancer. Yes or no? If the application is not working on the EC2 instance level, is there any use to go and create the load balancer? Because if someone hit the load balancer, your application will not work. So you need to make sure that from the EC2 instance, the application is working or not. You should make sure. So we'll go and launch 2 EC2 instances first with the user data inside it. And then we take the public IP and put it in the browser and make sure that the application is working. After that, what we do? We create a load balancer. And what type of load balancer we create? Application load balancer. And for application load balancer, we have target group, no? So we create a target group. So, okay, now see, what is the first step, Nana? So first step it here, number 1, first step is launch how many EC2 instances? 2 EC2 instances with user data. This is first step. Second step is, tell me this. If you want to access application, what is the protocol that you need to do the inbound in your security group? Which one? Which one? Loud. Confirm, no? Confidently you should say. If any interviewer asks this, you don't say, what? Tell me clean. Right? So be confident and say HTTP because I told you there are three main protocols that we always use, Anna. Number one is SSH. SSH is to connect to your Linux machines. Number two, RTP, which is connected to your Windows machine. Number three is a HTTP, which is to access your application. So you should put it in mind. This main three. Rest, no one will ask that much. But these are main basic things. Okay. So can we use HTTP also, or you can use HTTPS also? So HTTPS is for what? For security. Okay. Nice. So should we go and allow that in HTTP in our security group? Yes. Add HTTP in security groups with my IP, right? Source. Okay. So next, check index.html is working or not by placing EC2 instance public IP to the browser. Correct? Yes or no? So if you put that to the public, if you put that public IP in the browser, what will happen? That index.html will work. If it is not working, you need to troubleshoot. You should not continue with the load balancer. So guys, there are maximum two reasons why your index.html will not work. Number one is you might be having a problem with your user data. In user data, you might have removed one small so that syntax problem will come and script will not execute. Number two, security groups. In security group, you need to add which protocol? HTTP protocol with MyIP. These two will be the main reasons. Okay. Okay. So next, the fourth step is create application load balancer with the target group. Okay. Clear? Okay, Nana. So I went and launched an EC2 instance and I placed the user data. So then after that, what I need to go ahead and then create ELB I need to create. So which type is that? ALB, application load balancer. And see, these two EC2 instances should be inside the target group. Yes or no? What is the name of the target group? Should we put, can I put app.tg? Can I give the name called app.tg? Yes, I can give the name called app.tg. Okay, now. Chitty, can we have multiple target groups? Right. So can we create the rules also here in our load balancer? Yes. So this load balancer will be sending the traffic to these two EC2 instances. Getting it? And then how does the load balancer does the monitoring to your application using health checks? So what is the status code that you expect? 200. Super. So once I create the load balancer, so does it give me the nasty URL? That meaning the DNS name. How do you access your load balancer? By using the DNS name. That is a nasty URL. So that DNS name, if you want to do the makeup, go to Route 53 and add a record for it. Good. And then guys, your load balancer has something called listeners. What is it now? Tell me, your load balancer should listen on what protocol? Your load balancer. Excellent. What is that? HTTP. You can go with either HTTP or HTTP. Yes. HTTP, which on what port number? 80. HTTPS? 443. Which one we should we go here? HTTP. Because HTTPS is nothing but for that you need to have certificates. What do you need to have? Certificates you need to have. So, which is the... Did I tell you this about the certificates? No, right? Okay. So, generally, from where do you go and purchase these SSL certificates, that meaning HTTPS certificates? See, online people are answering. Where have you heard about ACM? And then what is ACM used for? What is the full form of ACM? Amazon Certificate Manager. Correct? Amazon Certificate Manager. So you don't need to go to any other, third party outside websites to go and purchase the certificates. From where do you can go and purchase certificates? ACM. So in ACM, if you want HTTPS, go to ACM, create a certificate. So, and then add it to the load balancer. Okay. And also for load balancer, you have something called scheme. You have some scheme to the load balancer. And what is that scheme? You tell me. This is the load balancer. I'm the load balancer. So I should be internet facing internal facing load balance should be internet facing internal facing internet facing. If it is internet facing, then only people can access my website. If it is my internal facing, if someone is asking me, can I listen it outside? No, it is private. Internal meaning private. Internet meaning public. So what is the facing that you should use? Internet facing. You need to use internet facing. Clear? So this is the script that I'll be using it. So yesterday also I gave the same script. Any doubts on the script? The script is okay for you? I'll repeat. What is the first line? Bin bash. What is it called? Shell information or shebang. What is it called? Shebang. So what is this doing? Installing package. What package? HTTPD. What is HTTPD? Web server. What is that called? Web server. And what is this? You are starting the HTTPD server. And then this one, check config HTTPD on meaning auto start. Which one? Auto start. And it is creating a directory here. So that meaning Apache meaning HTTPD Apache meaning all your applications should be in which directory? var www/html. So echo whatever the data you're putting it here, it is now getting created in the index.html. Okay, this is I'm again saying this is a simple website. But if you need to host your big Java application, can you do it using user data? No. So you need to launch an EC2 instance properly, log into it, install Tomcat, and take your application, go and unzip it, and then host it, deploy it. That is a different process. Okay. And if you are super good in the shell script, you can do it also using user data. Can you have your var file or jar, whichever it is in Java .NET? Can you store all these var files in S3? You can store. You can store in S3, and in the user data, you can write the script to download from S3, unzip it, and put it that place, install Tomcat. If you are very good in the scripting also, you can put everything here in user data. But it's up to you. Okay. Should we go and do this? Okay. What is the first step? Launch the EC2 instances. Let's go ahead and then launch EC2 instances. So instances, launch instance. Should I call server 1? Should I call server 1? Yes. Browser. Which one? Red Hat and then Red Hat. T2 micro is fine. And then here, I name batch, edit. I'll put it in 1A, select existing security group and default. And we don't leave. And what? Select, open, advanced details. And in the bottom, here, user data. Copy paste the user data. So I copy the data, this, and then put it over here. So guys, here, what is the method that load balancer is using? What method? Round robin method. Which method? Round. That meaning The first request will go to the first, second request will go to the second, third to first, fourth to second, like this, no? So generally, we should keep the same information here and here, correct? But to show you the load balancing, can I just put this as this is my website on EC2. Put it, can I change it to server 1 to show you the load balancing? Yes. I copy this and then boom. Should we go and launch one more EC2 instance? Yes. Launch. Call it as server 2. Oh, browse. Red Hat. Right, and then select instance type and key pair, 9 badge, edit it. And should I put it in 1B so that our load balancer can send the traffic to 1A and 1B? No? Yes. Select existing security group, which is default. And then advanced. And here I put as server 2. But in real time, you should have the same information, correct? You should see the difference in the website. No, in real time, it should be same. And let's go ahead and click on this. And let's wait until these 2 servers are up and running. And meanwhile, what is the next step? We have launched two EC2 instances. What is the next step? In security group, we need to go and add HTTP. Should we go and add that HTTP? In security group, inbound rule, and edit. Okay, so add which one? HTTP. And then my, okay, now? And then save. Super. So now let's wait until these 2 servers are up and running. Once it is up and running, what should I do now? Check it. How? So select the server 1 and take the public IP and put it in the browser. And you should get that index.html page. Let's wait. And tell me, in your real time, is it recommended to assign public IP to your EC2 instances? Don't do that. In real time, add in your notes. In real time, do not assign public IP to the EC2 instances. As we are not working, okay, so repeat. Okay, right. In real time, do not assign /enable. Do not assign /enable public IP to the EC2, public IPs to the EC2 instances. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, once this is coming up, let me give you one more real-time example. You are good luck because it is initializing. I'm giving you a real-time example. See here. All your customers should come and hit your load balancer on what protocol? HTTP. On what port number? Is it good to give other port number than 80 to your customer? No. What is the default port number for HTTP? 80 only. So it should be always 80. If it is HTTPS, 443. It is always 440. Do you change the port number? If you change the port number, you know how you should access the Facebook, for example, HTTPS / Facebook :123:678. So port number, you need to mention it. Is it good to mention the port number? No. So for customers, it should be always your default port numbers. Let's say your application, now our application is working on which port number? Index.html is working on which port number? 80 only, no? So let's say you have installed Tomcat in your advanced real time in DevOps. Let's say Tomcat works on which port number? 8080. Which port number? 8080. If it is, and here also 8080. If it is working, okay, now your customer is coming on which port? 80. Load balancer will take that 80 and then it will send it to the first EC2 instance. And your application of the EC2 instance working on which port number? 8080. But you're requesting for 80. Will this work? It will not work. Correct? How do you resolve this issue? Is a real-time thing. So guys, keep this concept in mind. When I'm doing the practicals, I'll show you one place where you need to modify that. So you need to change the port number. I'll show you that. Okay. Okay. So I think it should be up and running. Okay. Now select the server one, copy the public IP and put it in the browser. Boom. Do you see? Is working. So check the second one also. Take the public IP and then put it here and it is working. So my EC2 instances applications are working now. So this is how you should be doing it. So first make sure your application is working on the EC2 instance level. If it is not working here, do not continue to the load balancer. So try to troubleshoot it. How to troubleshoot? Check your security groups or check your user data. And if your user data is wrong, terminate the EC2 instance because user data will execute multiple times or only one time. Only one time. So you terminate the EC2 instance and launch one more EC2 instance with the correct user data. This user data, I'll put it in your class homework or I'll let me paste it here itself. In the chat also, I can paste it. Wow. Murla. Okay. So now this is fine. What is the next step, Nana? Now see and tell. What is the first step is we launched two EC2 instance. Second step is we added security group. Third step is we check with the IP address. Fourth step is create a load balancer with the target group. So let's go to load balancer here. Create load balancer. How many types of load balancers are there? What are those? ALB, NLB, CLB, GLB. And your ALB works on which protocols? HTTP and HTTPS. NLB works on which protocol? TCP, UDP. And CLB works on which protocol? HTTP, HTTPS, and TCP. Super. And which load balancer supports static IP? Which one? Oh, no, into talent, huh? Which one? So this is a certification question. Don't put wrong. Which one? Huh? Oh, hold on. Everyone are talented fellows. Huh? So I asked, which is the load balancer support static IPs? Okay, open your book. See load balancer topic. You wrote, na? By putting lines, huh? See, huh? Which one? See, if you see it in your book, next time you don't forget. Which one? NLB. Which one, Nana? NLB. Which one? Louder. Which is the protocol? Which is the load balancer support static IPs? NLB. Okay. Don't forget. That is a certification question. Okay. Which is the load balancer? We should be using it. ALB. Okay. Should we go and create a load balancer now? See here. See here now. Create load balancer. And do you see this here? First one is application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer, and classic load balancer. Which one is the previous generation? Classic load balancer. So is it recommended to use classic? No, don't use it. So now you have from here, from this and this, you need to select. Because gateway load balancers is related to completely, which protocol is that? So it support Geneve, I told you. So this is for your third party virtual appliance for improving your security and compliance. But generally, that is not the common load balancer that you create. Right? So you need to create either application load balancer, either network load balancer. So as we are hosting the applications, for that reason, we should be using which one? Application load balancer. And if you are using anything related to network, then go for the network load balancer. Clear up? And HTTP, HTTPS, TCP, UDP, and this is using for the IP. So which one I need to select, Nana? Application load balancer. Should I click on create now? Click on create. Step 1. Name Kumari. So call it as my ELB. You can give any name is fine. So name my ELB. Schema, internet facing internal facing internet facing. Do you see the difference between both? So internet facing meaning if your load balancer, if your application want to be accessed from the internet, from public, it is called internet facing. But if you don't want your application to be accessed through public, only through the VPC, only through your company, then go for internal. IP address, IPv4 IPv6 IPv4. Dual stack meaning combination of IPv4 and IPv6. Write down that in book. Dual stack is equal to IPv4 plus IPv6. Both. That is why we call it as dual stack. Dual stack is equal to IPv4 plus IPv6. So at least I have not heard any company. At least I have, but there might be something which might be using IPv6, but at least I haven't heard because we are still on IPv4. But they will always say soon we are running out of IP addresses in IPv4 version 4. But I am hearing this since 10 years. I might hear also since the same thing for next 10 years, right? From 1986, they are saying that. But see, it is. So don't worry. So let's go with the IPv4. Because, you know, the logic, when this computer got started, sir, in which year? Approximately 2000, 1980s, or very recently, or no, maybe 30 years back, right? So at that time, for the computer, there is no much exposure, right? No one, most of the people, they are not using the IP addresses. I mean, they are not using the computers at all. So they think that these computers will not go for such a big like this, right? For that reason, they set up the limited number of IP addresses. That is called version 4, IPv4. So since then, so they are giving the IP addresses like this, private IP address, public IP address. But soon it will run out of it. They're saying, but not yet. And also IPv6 for now, it is only public IP. There is no private IPs for IPv6. IPv6 is only for public IP. That public IP will be used in your companies. So companies will be using IPv6 now. That is the reason they are not using it. Because once big organizations, they started giving the private IPs on IPv6, then only they'll go for IPv6. Until then, they'll stay on IPv4 only. This is the logic behind it. Okay. Okay. So now, next is listeners. So which is the protocol that we should use? HTTP on which port number? 80. So if you have HTTPS, select and then that is beyond 443. If you want HTTPS, you need to have what? Certificate. So let's go for HTTP. Next is availability zone. So your load balancer should send the traffic to which availability zones? 1A and 1B. Why not 1C? We don't have EC2 instance there. We don't launch. But in real time, if we have 1C also, select 1C. It's always recommended to select all. But as we have the EC2 instance only in 1A and 1B, select only 1B. If you select like this, the load balancer will send the traffic to 1C? No. If you select 1C, then only it will send. Otherwise, not. Add-on services. Add-on services meaning if you order any pizza, you will have add-on topics, no? Extra cheese, extra Coke, etc. So here also, when you're creating a load balancer, you have add-on. What is that add-on? GA, remember? Global Accelerator. It is used to increase the performance of your, and it will give you how many static repeaters? 2. I said this, and that is unicast or any cast? Any cast, right? Your global accelerator is attached to your load balancer, correct? So when you're creating the load balancer, here it's just a matter of select this and give the name. That's it. Global accelerator will be created automatically. But I told you it charge $18. $18, but don't select. But in real time, just a matter of click only, no? Huh? Just a matter of click on. But you know the topic also of the global accelerator, right? So as an architects, you need to tell to your customers or to your manager. So if you have the if you have just only application working on the load balancer, then, and if you know that your customers are across the globe, then go and tell, boss, use global accelerator so that it will increase the performance throughout globally, right? There's low, and he'll said maybe, right? But guys, by the way, the real-time people, those who are working on AWS, also doesn't know all these options. You know that? Experienced people. I don't know. Those who are already working, can you please back me up? I'll tell you one more, so that I'll tell one thing so that you will get more confidence. In big companies, employees will be working on AWS on only one service only. So I have Pradeep. If he's in my team, I'll allocate Pradeep only to S3. He'll go and create bucket, create bucket, create bucket, create bucket, create bucket. Next 3 years, creating bucket only. So I have this guy, Bhargav. I go and give permission to EC2. EC2 is a big topic. No, he's happy, right? And let's say EFS. For this Manish, I'll give EFS. Create EFS, create EFS, create EFS. For next 3 years, create EFS. So, but here we are calicifying all the services. So we are the master of all services. But in the companies, you will be working on 1-2 services because they don't give full permissions for you. But if at all you have joined any product-based companies or a new startup company, like how I did, there, right? Yes, like fish, right? You will get like, it is like from starting only, you will be doing everything by yourself, not only one service. For all services, you have access, and you are the one who will be architecting everything. That's how I learned. Fortunately, I joined a company where the company doesn't know even cloud. There, I went and set up everything. For that reason, I have everything on my fingertips. You will be there in that position also. But wait, I'm bloody 17 years here. Okay. Sabar karo, huh? Okay. So select 1A and 1B. Okay. No global. So now click on next now. Click on next. And it says, Babu, improve your load balancer security. Your load balancer is not using any secure listener. What is it meaning? We have selected which protocol? HTTP. And this guy is telling Babu, HTTP is not good. Select HTTP, yes. But he is giving certificate for free. No, so that's why let's continue. Next, click on next. Ignore that. And which security group we should using? Default security group only. Select existing and then select default security. Click on next. What is this about? Target group. So while creating the load balancer only, we need to create the target group. What does the target group contains? Instances. What are those called? Targets. What are the target groups contains? EC2 instances. That EC2 instance is nothing but targets. Okay. What is the target group name? AppTG. What is that called? AppTG. Target type. Guys, your target type is instance, IP address, Lambda function. Instance. See? Select instance. and protocol port number. So you have in HTTP also you have the versions HTTP 1, HTTP 2. We are using HTTP 1 only. Select this. No, not here. Okay. Next is health checks. Load balancer is doing the health checks. Okay. Load balancer will be doing the health checks on what? Application. Here, application meaning what here? Index.html. So here I need to put index.html. This is one more mistake people will do. They'll remove slash with some stars. So they'll remove like this, but you should put slash index.html. Slash index. So they don't put slash index.html and their health check will pass. It will not pass. And if it is healthy or unhealthy? Unhealthy. So if it is unhealthy, either the problem with your security groups, either your problem with the user data, or either the problem with the health checks. If health checks are failing, it is unhealthy. Simple. Yes, is sufficient only. Correct. Okay. Now click on advanced health check settings. And here you have healthy threshold. This load balancer will go and check. Babu, hello. Index.html. Are you there? Knock, knock. He'll reply. Yes. Are you there? Yes. Are you there? Yes. Are you there? How many times? 5 times. Then only it will consider as healthy. So if I ask Pradeep, are you there? Yes, sir. But I don't get confirmed. I'll ask 5 times. That is healthy threshold. And then unhealthy threshold. Manish. No reply. Healthy, unhealthy? Unhealthy. So how many times? 2 times. Can you increase it? If you want to increase it. But is it good to increase? No. Unhealthy, don't increase because fatafat you should know. Timeout. I'll say, Bhargav. I'll say, let's say index.html. Hello, index.html. Hello. Tellarlu. So here, timeout meaning here, if you don't get any reply from index.html, you will get the timeout. And then here, interval. Guys, load balancer will do the health checks every 30 seconds. Success status code. Do you need to change all these things? Not required. So don't calicify. Okay. So now is it clear? Step number 4. Now click on next register targets. Click on register targets. So guys, here we just create a target group. Inside the target group, we need to keep the targets. Now, what are those targets here? Server 1 and server 2. Select server 1, server 2. This is the place where I was talking about. If your application is running on port 8080, this is the place where you put 88. Because load balancer, what does the load balancer will do is, load balancer will take the request on port 80 only. But if you come here, when it going to the target group, it will get converted to 8080. So this is very important in the real time. Please keep this in mind. Okay. Now, as our application is running on just port 80, we'll go with the port 80. Many people, what they do is, they select like this and they click on next. But did they register? So you need to click on, they need to click on add to register. So please don't ask 1, 2, 3, 4. How many EC2 instances are there? 4 or 2? 2 only. Don't say 4. So don't say 4. So do you all understood how to register it? Okay. Now click on next and then create. So do you all understood how to create a load balancer with your target groups, everything? Okay. Now your load balancer state is provisioning. On the left side, you have target groups. See, if you go to the target groups, AppTG is the target group that we have created, right? And you have description, you have targets. If you select the targets here, what is the status? It says initializing. So that meaning Just now we added server 1 and server 2, the target group, and it is getting initialized. And once it is initialized, then load balancer will go and ask, Babu index.html, are you there? So once this is getting replied, then this status will become healthy or unhealthy? Healthy. So if you wait for a couple of 1 minute, so it will become healthy. So what is the health check that you are using? Index.html. Can anytime go and edit this? Yes, you can edit it. And if you want to change to some other file, you can change it. Guys, not required to have only index.html all the time. In your application, you might be having so many files. You can give one, any file is also fine. If one file is working, that entire application will be working, no? Yes. It is still initializing. So monitoring how many healthy hosts, how many unhealthy hosts, what is the response time? You can do the monitoring here. What is the status now? So guys, if your application is not working, that means the status will become unhealthy. So if you're okay, now I take the load balancer. Do you see this is the nasty URL? This is a DNS name. Copy this DNS name and put it in the browser. Boom. And then there we go. So the request went to which server? Now if I refresh, it will go to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Load balancing. This is called load balancing. So the request is going to server 1 and next request will go into server 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Do you see the live load balancing? This is called load balancing. To show you the difference, then that is the reason why I put as 1 and 2. But in real time, do you see the difference? You should not see the difference. Clear? Okay. Now, let's go to the target group. Okay. In target group, it should be healthy. So a description is the target is currently passing target group's health checks. If it is passing the target group health checks, then only it shows as healthy. Okay. So let's go one by one now and see. So here, so guys, there are so many options here, but I'll tell you very important ones. If you go to actions, edit subnets. Which are the subnets? Which are the availability zone we have selected? 1A and 1B. If you want to select 1C also, go and edit later also, you can do it. This is edit. Edit IP address type. Which one we are using IPv4? Do you select dual mode? Don't select dual stack. And then edit instances. Let's say if you want to remove any EC2 instance from the target group. If you want to remove it from the target group, how do you do that? Go to target groups, go to targets, and you see editor, and then can you select whichever you want and then remove it? Yes. Can you add a new one also if you want? Anytime you can add it to the new target, to this existing target group. Anytime also you can go and remove it. So this is at the time it says registration in progress, right? If you're removing it, it is deregistration. What is that called? Deregistration. Deregistration meaning coming out of the target group. Okay. So, and I'll show you one more thing. Can you edit the security groups if you want? Yes. Edit attributes. Let's see what is edit attributes. Delete protection, you know. Accidentally deletion if you don't want, select it. Ideal timeout. Ideal timeout is 60 seconds. That meaning if your customer has connected to your application and your connection is for 60 seconds ideal. So that connection will be live or removed. It will be disconnected. That is your ideal timeout. So your traffic, session termination. So your traffic is sending to the cross availability zone, 1A, 1B, that is enabled. So HTTP is enabled. All these things are not required for you. This is all related to your security here. Desync mitigation mode. It determines how the load balancer handles requests that might pose a security risk to your application. So it should be, if something security issues is coming to your load balancer, will you monitor it? Will you, what is this called? Strict text it or defense it? Defense only. What is defense? Don't allow. So if you feel load balancer is feeling any kind of threat is coming, it will defense it by default. Okay, so I don't want all these things here. And I'm interested in here is access logs. What is this? Access log. Access logs meaning all of a sudden your manager asks, hey, can you let me know who are all the people accessing our load balancer, meaning our application, from which locations, what time. So by default, do we have the logs? No, this is your load balancer logs. Which logs? Load balancer logs. If you enable it, you can store your logs in your S3 bucket. Select it. And do you see this S3 here? If you just put some bucket name, a bucket will be created and all your logs will be stored over there. Right? So please write down in your book. So load balancer logs can be enabled. I'll write. Load balancer logs can be enabled by editing load balancer attributes and select yes, it contains Ashok. It contains the source IP. Done? Okay, done. Okay, so that is the server logs. And then here we have something called WAF. What is that WAF? Web application. Did we learn about WAF also? So WAF, where did we learn? To secure your application, correct? I discussed this in Global Accelerator. So we have AWS Shield, no? AWS Shield. So in WAF, so WAF basically what it does, it will mainly stop your DDoS attacks. Remember DDoS? So if is there any certification question or any interview question, if you want to prevent DDoS attacks or any kind of malwares for your application, so which is the concept that you should use? WAF. WAF is like a shield to your application. So if you want to enable the WAF, enable the WAF. Otherwise, don't. So TLS version or cipher keys and all, this is for security purpose. If at all you want to enable, if you want to be more strict, then go and enable. Otherwise, no need. So this is the attributes here, but I want to go and show you also here in target groups. So I select the target group. Can you edit the health checks? Yes. Can you register and deregister the instance from the target groups? Edit attributes. Deregistration delay. What is this called? Deregistration delay meaning just in case if you are removing the EC2 instance from the target group, or today we learned this, and in your auto scaling also, scale in and scale out will happen. No, scale in meaning what? Removing the EC2 instance from the target groups only, right? So if you are getting removing meaning deregistration here. Deregistration delay meaning, let's say you have two EC2 instances already. You have, let's say, two EC2 instances, and someone connected to server 1, and server 1 is getting removed now. So will it get removed just like that without serving the request to the customer? No. So that is that deregistration delay meaning if you are removing it, it will wait for how much time? 300 seconds. That meaning all their in-flight request. What is this called? In-flight. In-flight request meaning on the way request will get completed, then only it will get removed. So it is like it will serve and then get off. So will it go off automatically just like that? No. Slow start duration. Just now we have launched, you have added, you have registered a new EC2 instance to the target group. Will it be immediately starting responding to the clients? No. It is. If you want to slow start duration, put it some time. And what is the load balancing algorithm method that I said? Round robin method. So that is the default round robin method. And you can go with the least outstanding request also. Least outstanding meaning simple. And the request for the first EC2 instance are, let's say, 5. And it has 3. Now load balancer will send to whom? Server 1 or 2? It will send it to least outstanding, takwa, right? Least outstanding meaning which server has the least requests, so it will send to that. That is called. So if you want that kind of algorithm also, you can select, but it is best to have round robin. And we have stickiness. What is stickiness meaning? Generally, stickiness, right? Sticky. So here the sticky meaning, guys, let's say someone has connected to my application. I want that sessions to be sticked only to server 1. And Bhargav has connecting. And the load balancer has sent the request to server 2. And all his requests should be sticked to only server 2. We can do that. That is called stickiness. Should I do that stickiness for you? Enable stickiness. For how long you want to stick it? Let's say, for example, I want to stick it for only 2 minutes. Save. Now see, if I refresh it, it will get stick to either server 1 or server 2. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Got sticked. Online people cannot hear the sound, right? So I'm trying to refresh it, but it is stick to server 1 only. Does it stick? That is getting to server 2? No, this is called stickiness. Where, sir, where do you use this kind of stickiness? For developers, it will be very useful because let's say banking applications. So guys, your entire transaction should be attached to only one server. No, just in case your next transaction go to second server, your first transaction will say expire. Do you see session expire? Session expire. What is the meaning of session expire? So if you are connected, if you are not using for the application for a certain period of time, you have the stickiness. If the stickiness is over, the next session will be connected to the server 2. That meaning the older session will be expired. So for developers, it will be helpful for you if you want to have session IDs, setting up sessions, cookies and all, you can use this session IDs. Okay. So I gave everything for you. Is this clear? Before you join later in the user data here. In the user data, Akhil. Okay. Is it clear till here? Is it clear till here? Everyone? Online guys, non-IT? Any questions till here? Will you able to do the practicals on this? Easy, no? But I want to give you extra. Okay. In load balancer, we learned rules. Can we create rules in our load balancer? Yes or no? Okay. Now you should be doing this. I'll just give you the overview. Not overview. I'll give the entire plan. You execute it. Okay. How many servers are there here? 2 servers. Can I call it as this is server 1 and this is server 2. Guys, can you go and launch server 3 and server 4 also? Yes or no? And I can put it in 1A, 1B if required. And this is the EC2, EC2. This one is called server 3, is called server 4. In this server 3 and server 4, I want the user data as, guys, everything keep it same. And last echo line, you change like this. Echo, hey, this is admin module. You just put like this, greater than /var www/html/ just put admin, no HTML. Can you execute this script? Okay, in server 3 and server 4, everything should be the same except echo. Echo, you should put this. So guys, this is slash admin. Yes or no? What is the module you have here? Slash admin. So guys, here I'm accessing the ELB URL, correct? When I access the URL, ULB URL, where it is going? It is going to index.html. Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm accessing the load balancer. Guys, the 2 minutes got over, no? Okay. So I'm accessing the load balancer and it is going to my server 1 and server 2. But I want to access like this. ELB URL slash admin. I want to access like this. If I put slash admin, the request should go to where? Server 3 and server 4. That meaning I need to have a separate target group for this. So can you create a target group, separate target group, and call it as admin TG. Okay. And here in load balancer, can you create a rule? Babu, what base routing? In ALB, we have, what is that? Path-based routing. So if anyone is coming with slash admin, the load balancer will send the request to this. We'll be able to do this. Don't worry, I'll give you a hint. See. For this, first of all, what you need to create? Okay, till here you understood, no? The exploring task I'm giving you already. See. First, you need to create a target group, correct? How to create a target group? Go to target groups and click on create target. What is the target group here? Admin TG. Instance, all fine. Here in path, what should I put? What admin? Slash admin. Here put slash admin. Create. You create a target group? Very good. And we need to attach server 3 and server 4 to this target group, correct? So how do you select the target group and go to targets and edit it? But I don't have server 3, server 4, but you have it. Select that and add to register. And click on save. Do you know how to add the targets now? Now we need to tell to load balancer, no? We need to tell to load balancer. So go to listeners. This is the place, guys. Listen this. Go to listeners. Edit rules. View edit rules. Click it. Do you see plus symbol here? Plus insert rule. What is the condition? What base it is? Path base. If anyone is coming with the slash admin action, then forward to which group? That's it you need to do. So if anyone is coming, this is my load balancer, no? If anyone is coming with the slash admin like this, and who will respond? Server 3 and server 4 will respond. And anyone is coming with only the load balancer, who will respond? Server 1 and server 2 will respond. See here? So admin is going to admin TG. And rest everything are going to app TG. Save. Everyone understood? So now, if I refresh this, it is going to where server 1 and 2. If I put to slash admin at the end, do I have server 3 and server 4? I don't know, but it will reach the load balancer. See, it is giving, what is this? Service temporary unavailable. That meaning I created the rule here already. So it is going to the load balancer. It is checking the rule and it is going here. But server 3, server 4 is not there. That is why it says service unavailable. But you have server 3 and server 4. You will get what you will get here. You will get this. Hey, this is admin module. You get it. Will you able to do this? What is it? Everything I told you already here. You just need to. Good. Nana, any questions? Okay. Take the screenshot. Let me know once. Done. So guys, how to clean it up? Very important, no? Right? Everyone, guys, in my other batch, uh, in another batch, I'm is mostly ending the course for them. So none of them got bill. None of them got bill. If at all you got a bill, $1, 0.5, $2, because we completed so many things, right? But someone got $40 maximum. But the thing is, when we go and check it, he is a sugar patient. So that meaning I told you not to do, they did. Right? Let's say, for example, you completed snapshot, copying the snapshot from one region to other region. Have you done with the Linux? Have you done with the Linux snapshot or Windows snapshot? Linux, correct? I told you to do it on Linux. Linux has the snapshot has how much is the size the Linux has? 8 GB. So you are transferring from Mumbai to Ireland, that 8 GB only. I told you what? Don't leave the snapshot until it is available. Delete it immediately. I said yes or no. So that meaning you are not transferring the entire 8 GB to there. You might be transferring few megabytes. That's the reason you know how to do it and delete it. Don't wait until it is to make it available. Did I say this? And what they did Linux. They waited till to make it available, and also they did Windows. Windows has how much GB? 30 GB got transferred to Ireland, and like this they did multiple times. Right? So you know how to do it. That is fine. Enough for that. Don't repeat that multiple times. Okay, there are so many things that you can repeat it, but these things don't repeat it. When I say don't do this, don't do it, but you know how to do it. That is a good thing. Okay guys, so okay, now once show the accessing URL. So don't forget to add /admin at the end. Okay, this one working now. So guys, if I went and then terminated server 2, will I have any impact on my application? No. That is a load balancing. That is a high availability. No. Now we have only 2. In real time, you'd be having multiple. Guys, see here. If this went down, any issue? If this also went down, any issue? Yes. Huh? So if this 2 server goes down, my load balancer will work. Now what we need to implement on top of it? Which one? Auto scaling. So tomorrow we'll implement auto scale. Okay? Super. And let me show you how to delete it. So terminate the EC2 instances. Thank you, Anil. So shutting down, and then load balancer. Go and delete the load balancer. Delete the target group and delete this also. Where is user data? Okay. Take this. Okay. So instances terminated. Go to dashboard, refresh it. Everything should be 0 except ski page and sacred group. Instances are there. Go inside it and those are terminated. Yeah, we'll talk definitely on someday, Nandini. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Online guys, any questions? You can check with admin, Saho. Any questions? Nandini, I heard you. I think it's better for you to join the DevOps, what you are saying. Yes, it will enhance your opportunities. Okay. Where we need to write user data, I'm asking. Akhil, here, go and launch an EC2 instance. When you're launching the EC2 instance, go down, all the way down, advanced details, and all the way down, you have user data. Here into copy paste. Okay, nice. How to add multiple ports in my EC2 instance? I may run multiple applications on different ports. No, there is a question here. No. That is a very basic we have learned. Starting. Is it recommended to have multiple applications on the single machine? No way. No way. Okay. So, and also, if you have this concept, is it good to have multiple application? Load balancer can send the traffic to your application on the EC2 instance. But in the EC2 instance, if you have 3 or 4 different applications, load balancer, how can it will send? You need to have multiple load balancers for that in that case. With one load balancer, you cannot have like that. Load balancer will send either to 80 or 443. It will listen on it. Okay. No. I'm not having any meme page, Babu. Sandhya. Okay. So, okay. Right. Okay, guys. So if you don't have any question, so guys, NLB also the same thing. And if you click on create NLB, you will get the same option. You no need to create it, but just click on create NLB and see the options. Okay, no need to create it. This is used for networking related things. Okay. So when you create something else, there are multiple services, advanced services that will get created network load balancer automatically. We don't even create it. But mostly application load balancer, if you know how to create application load balancer, NLB also the same. But if you want, just don't create it, click and see the options. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow, guys.